Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Welcome. My name is Brendan Kalfas, and I'm privileged to be the mayor of Temecula, and I welcome you all here to this very special occasion, the 2025 celebration of Pechanga Pu'eska Mountain Day. November is also National Native American Heritage Month, so we celebrate that as well. Before we get started, I have the honor of reciting the city's land acknowledgement to the Pechanga people. And my sincere thanks to Myra Maciel and Paul Macaro for their assistance with this land acknowledgement, and especially with their audio recordings of the pronunciations. I have been listening and practicing your language, and I know that getting this right is very important. The land acknowledgement. The city of Temecula acknowledges the Payom Cowicham Luiseño peoples as the traditional land caretakers of Western Riverside County, Northwestern San Diego County, and the Southern Channel Islands, as it's defined by the Payom Cowicham oral traditional history. The Payom Cowicham Nation recognizes their place of creation at Ekpa Temeku since time immemorial. This is where Tamayawat created the world and everything that surrounds us. The Pechanga's peoples, first people, the Kamalam, were born at Ekva Temeku. The Atachum, which means people in the Pechanga people's language, were born at Ekva Temeku. And in time, the Atachum lived throughout the lands created by Tamayawat, what the Pechanga people define as traditional homeland. Today, the Payom Cowicham Nation continues to thrive and is recognized as a sovereign nation in relationship with the United States and the state of California. The Payom Cowicham Luiseño Nation is represented by the La Jolla Band of Luiseño Indians, the Pala Band of Mission Indians, the Pama Band of Luiseño Mission Indians of the Pama, and the Uima Reservation, the Pechanga Band of Indians of the Pechanga Reservation, the Rincon Band of Indians of the Rincon Reservation, and the Saboba Band of Luiseño Indians. The reservations of the Payom Cowicham Nation are now within San Diego and Riverside County. All right, with that, everyone, welcome again. For those who don't know, the city proclaimed November 15th a local holiday 13 years ago in partnership with the Pechanga Nation. It was the day Pechanga saved Temecula after a long and drawn-out fight against a massive mine development, proposed to be among the largest gravel pits in the nation, across the freeway from the Temecula Creek Inn. It would have destroyed Temecula, devastated our city's identity, and disrupted our daily life. But much worse, it would have irreversibly and permanently desecrated Pechanga's sacred creation area, Pu'eska Mountain. I was a teenager when all this began in 2005 and 2006, and I'd like to thank Pechanga, not only on behalf of the city, but on behalf of my generation. Thank you for stopping this terrifying project. The degradation of air quality, the 1,600 truck trips a day on the I-15, wine country would change to mine country, with 24-hour operations of pollution and daily rock blasting and more. But the very worst threat was the Pechanga people. And the county decision makers at the time, after years of hearing the impacts, suddenly decided to fast-track their approval that would have demolished Pechanga's profound cultural, historical, and spiritual creation area to all Pechanga people for all time. I can only imagine how members of the Pechanga tribe must have felt. As a decision maker now, my generation must do better. The city remains eternally grateful to Pechanga for buying the mountain. Your resilience is immeasurable. It's our honor to move forward with you in our shared future. With that, we are privileged and honored to say thank you. Thank you to the Pechanga people, and recognize the Pechanga Tribal Council and elected officials. We will say all of their names, knowing not all were able to attend, but will recognize everyone nonetheless. Tribal Chairman Mark Macaro, Councilwoman Catalina Chacon, Councilman Mark Luker, Councilman Raymond Vasquez Jr., Councilman Michael Vasquez, Councilman Joseph Joe Murphy, Councilwoman Luis Burke, Tribal Treasurer Amy Manier, and Pechanga Tribal Secretary Nicole Sutter. The Pechanga chairman, Mark Macaro, does not often miss this event, but as president of the National Congress of American Indians for 2 years now, we understand he is at the NCAI conference in Seattle. It's our honor today to welcome those from the Tribal Council who may wish to share their thoughts today to the podium. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. This will make.
So we were just trying to figure out who's going to say what. I just want to start off. So I'm the newest elected council member on the Pechanga Tribal Council, but I've been serving my tribe for almost 20 years. I want to say about 18 years in different capacities. Most recently as the tribal secretary. I did that for 13 years, and I was a tribal secretary when the Pu'eska Mountain issue came up. And it was intense and emotional and scary and fearful. So we are very thankful to the city, not only for commemorating but recognizing this day. Again, as Mayor Kalfas said, our other tribal council member can't be here today. As Chairman Macaro is currently the president of the National Congress of American Indians, and I try to explain that he's the president of all of the Indians of the entire nation, and including the Alaskan. It's such an honor to have him as our chairman. He's so bright, so brilliant, and just a thoughtful man. And he knows our history, he knows our language. He's just a wonderful person to have as our chairman. We're very, very blessed. But with that, we're thankful and so grateful to be here today and to have this moment of recognition. And we just don't want to ever forget what could have happened. Want that?
Sure. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Murphy. I serve on the Pechanga Tribal Council. I guess I'll echo what Councilwoman Burke mentioned. It was a very scary thing, a scary thought to lose Pu'eska. And it was something that we were not willing to let happen, no matter the cost. And that cost turned out to be pretty high, but it was something that we decided on as a tribe. And thankfully we did. It was a necessary burden, I guess, financial burden that we took on as a tribe to preserve it for the future, for our future generations. I do have a few words I'd like to say.
I could believe mad if you don't.
Mayor Kalfas, members of the City Council, Supervisor Washington is here.
Yeah, great. Chuck.
Nice to see you, Chuck. Thank you for commemorating this day and honoring our people, our ancestors, and our shared community. We value the ongoing partnership between our tribal nation and the city. Together, we're modeling how tribes and cities can work side by side to honor the past while building a sustainable future. Thank you to the city staff and public safety personnel for organizing this event and all you do to make Temecula a great place to live. Thank you.
Thank you.
We also want to recognize our tribal members and staff, volunteers, and cultural staff who are here today. Thank you for being here. It's great to see so many friends. We thank all of you who stood with us throughout the fight to protect the natural heritage that Pu'eska provides all of us. For thousands of years, tens of thousands of years, Pu'eska Mountain has been more than a landmark to our people. It has been a sacred place, a source of life, and a connection to our ancestors who walked these lands long before this city existed. When we see Pu'eska, we don't just see geology, we see the stories our elders carry forward. We see the plants our people harvested for medicine and ceremony. We see the springs that sustained our villages. The mountain is a living part of our heritage, and protecting it is not just about preserving the past, it's also about honoring our responsibility to future generations. Days like today matter because they remind all of us, native and non-native alike, that we share this land and we share the obligation to be good stewards of it. We thank you all for your friendship and for your commitment to protecting our shared community. From our families to yours, we wish you a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.
Wonderful. No, you're good. That's perfect. You're good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman Murphy and Councilwoman Burke, for not only being here today, but for those kind words. Like was mentioned, Riverside County 3rd District Supervisor Chuck Washington is in the audience today. Supervisor Chuck Washington was on the Temecula City Council during the Liberty Quarry battle. He was the mayor of Temecula on November 15th, 2012, when Pu'eska Mountain returned to its original stewards. Please welcome Supervisor Chuck Washington.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not as tall as you. Okay, I was going to mention something about his age when we moved here 36 years ago, but I'll leave that to the side. He's doing a great job as our mayor. I speak a lot to different groups on different topics, and I've had to acquire the skill of having my staff write comments for me, prepared remarks, and then make them sound like I was just speaking extemporaneously. My staff's gotten very good at writing the way I talk. But this didn't require that. And Kathy and I moved here to Temecula in 2000 after living in Murrieta for 11 years. So we've been here for 36 years, and we've seen a lot of growth in this valley. And for much of that, I've chosen, in addition to and then subsequent to my career as an airline pilot with Delta, to be a volunteer in my community and be engaged in what's going on, because I feel like that felt important to me to do. But there are times where you need to stop and reflect and remember there are milestones along the way that are meaningful to you personally, meaningful to your community. And Mayor Kalfas mentioned that I was mayor that year. We were going through a lot here in Temecula. And if I recall correctly, we also got a new city manager later that year. And he's still here with us. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for our community. Pardon me. Dude. Thank you, Betsy. Time out. The fight that we all endured to preserve this valley. I think in the moment, I knew the importance of it. What I didn't understand were the people who didn't get the importance of it. People that, well, we called them friends, neighbors, neighboring cities, who chose to look the other way and left it to this valley, this community, this city, the Pechanga people to fight that fight, to represent the entire valley. And we trotted out all of our arguments, the scientific data that showed the damage that would be done if a quarry was built. And we would not be enjoying the quality of life that we enjoy today had that quarry been built. just look at the mountain. It's weeping. They tried to tell us that it was just a bunch of rocks. It is not just a bunch of rocks. So I'm just so proud of us as a community to fight that fight and to have that win and preserve this valley. This is home for us. When Kathy and I came here in 1989, we brought a 6-year-old, and we moved here like a lot of people because the housing was more affordable. And I was flying out of LAX, and she was working at Children's Hospital in San Diego, and this was the compromise which made both of us have miserable drives. And then someone said, this is the meth capital of the world. We didn't know about that either. But what we have done is we've created a quality of life here that has very few rivals. It is why Riverside County is the fastest growing county in the state. And it is why Southwest Riverside County is the fastest growing part of Riverside County, because of the quality of life we enjoy. And I dare say that would not have been the case with a quarry across the freeway. And so in those subsequent years, that little 6-year-old, she grew up, she graduated from Chaparral High School, where she went to school with who would subsequently become her husband. They live in Murrieta now. We own a small business together in Temecula. We have 3 grandchildren. And this is our forever home because of the friends, the extended family we have, the community we built together. And so for Pechanga, the Pechanga people, to make that decision, to make that investment, to protect all of us from what could have come, I say thank you. Much love. I have considered Chairman Macaro a friend since I first met him when I was serving on the Murrieta City Council back in the 90s. Our relationship has grown through the years, and I agree with your assessment of the man. He always has something wise to say, and I always cherish the time together that we have. Tell him that I missed him today. But I do have a certificate that I want to present to the tribe.
Next job.
So I'll get off the podium. Mr. Mayor? Oh, photo. Photo. Oh. Thank you. Thank you.
Well said, Supervisor. Temecula was lucky to have you as the mayor in 2012 back then, and we are lucky to have you as supervisor in 2025 today. It is leaders, thank you, sir. It is leaders such as Mr. Washington, leaders from the Pechanga tribe, and past leaders in the city of Temecula and surrounding cities that give us the quality of life that we enjoy today. So thank you again, Supervisor, for being up here. My council colleagues would also have a few words to say, so we will start with Mayor Pro Tem Jessica Alexander.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, friends and neighbors. Happy Pechanga Pu'eska Mountain Day. Today provides an opportunity to formally thank the Pechanga tribe for protecting Pu'eska Mountain. We know it saved our city, and it continues to protect our shared future in so many different miraculous ways, like bringing us here together. The city of Temecula sees the profound connection Pechanga has this land, where we stand, and its responsibilities to listen with humility and reservance. As we watch the Temecula massacre and the mountain that weeps, let us admire the resilience and strength of the Pu'eska people. Through it all, their strength is powerfully evident in their thrilling culture and enduring traditions today. I'm sorry I don't have my glasses on with me today. I apologize. Across the city of Temecula, Pechanga's modern-day contributions are significant to our economy, providing thousands of jobs and also partnering with the city to invest in bridges and freeway enhancements, roadways, public safety, and so much more today. The Pechanga tribe is our past and our future, and it's our city's obligation to build a future that respects and celebrates the Pechanga heritage. I'd like to roll just a small 30-second clip in the recent landscape plantings at Temecula Parkway intended to honor Pechanga. Please note the plants are new, but they will grow. And there is a place in the center reserved for future Pechanga-themed public art. Can we please play the video? Thank you. Isn't that beautiful? And the opportunity to have that honestly, in District 2 is just absolutely beautiful. So I just want to say, Pechanga, thank you so much for all that you guys do. Thank you for your connections. It is an absolute blessing to have you within our city and to be partners and neighbors. And I look forward to an encouraged next year as we continue to work together. So thank you so much to all of you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. That landscaping is beautiful. I can only imagine when it's fully grown in a few years how even more beautiful it will be. Thank you for that. Next up, my council colleague, Councilmember Zach Schwenk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. My name is Zach Schwenk, and I am a council member here in the city of Temecula. It is absolutely wonderful and beautiful to see so many people here tonight. I always prefer it outdoors. I'm sure most everyone does. It's always fun to be out there, to break bread with each other, and to spend some quality time. But unfortunately, the weather brings us indoors, so here we are. Along the lines of Supervisor Washington, I want to talk a little bit about my experience. So we moved here in 2001, much like everyone says, to raise a family, right? We moved here, good schools. My wife's an elementary school teacher. She's been working here ever since. And we immediately made a connection to Temecula. We at first thought, well, yeah, we're gonna move to Temecula for a while and see how it goes. And now we made the decision really quick, like this is for us and we're gonna stay here. And here we are, some 24, 25 years later. But at the time when this was happening, I have 3 little kids and, I was a stay-at-home dad. So I was like doing all the parent things. And I saw this start to happen and I thought, and I got to get involved. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So I rode my bike to Rancho Christian, where one of the planning commission meetings was. And I thought, I'm going to go into this meeting. That didn't happen. It was packed, and I ended up sitting in this massive tent outside. And I go, wow, this is really nice to see so many people that care about the same thing I care about our environment, and care about our community. So that was encouraging to see that. And then the way that this process played out and how everything happened, it was equally encouraging to see how our community came together, how the Pechanga people came together and literally saved our city. As you look at this photograph, I cannot imagine a world where there's a mine there. Like, I can't imagine that world. So in short, thank you. Thank you. I can't say thank you enough. We're here forever, much like you all will be here forever. And we appreciate everything that you do and continue to do. And it is beautiful, again, to see so many people here tonight to take the time out of your evening and realize the importance of this evening and to come here and to learn. So let's continue to learn and read and grow. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Schwenk. And last but certainly not least, Councilmember James Stewart.
I brought my glasses just in case. Fortunately, the print is big enough, but I moved here in 1991. So when I moved here, the tribe didn't even have a casino yet. So my kids actually went to school with some of your kids and maybe even some of you, because she's old right now. But I also want to extend my deepest appreciation to the Pechanga tribe, not only for saving Pu'eska Mountain, but for the history that you bring to this valley, and even your Great Oak Press, and what you put out. And for those who don't know, I have a Facebook page called Temecula Valley Fun Facts, and I post a lot about the Temecula Valley. And every time I post on Pechanga, it just literally blows up. So people are really engaged and want to know about the tribe and what the tribe, is all about. And I tell them about what you've done, and they're kind of blown away. So I actually had one post like a week and a half ago go to 1 million views. So people are very interested in the Temecula Valley history. And so, again, I thank you. And also, there's a teacher here, Carrie Rutz Robbins. Are you here? Yes. So she's brought students here to engage in, yet another historic moment in Temecula, and Pu'eska Mountain Day represents just that. The fight that you guys were able to bring to a finale once and for all. So again, I thank you. And if you ever have any history stories you want to share with me that I can put out, I would be happy to accept any of your stories. I've had a couple of the tribal members, I cut their hair and they tell me things and that I throw it out there. But thank you again for all you guys have done, and thank again all you who have showed up to show your respect for what this day is all about. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Stewart. Like Mr. Stewart here, I too moved here in 1991. It just also happened to be the year that I was born. So a little fun fact, I did go to school with Chairman McCarro's son, David McCarro, so we grew up together. So that was pretty cool. But thank you to Ms. Rutz Robbins, who's here today. I do believe there's also another teacher in the audience, Mr. Nathan Lowry, who was also born and raised here in Temecula and was in 7th or 8th grade when this happened in 2012. And he now teaches 7th or 8th grade history at TVUSD, who also invited his students here. So we plan to keep working on this synergy of integrating this generational learning in honor of the tribe. Councilmember Matt Ron regrets that he cannot be here. He is out of state for the weekend, but we know how important this day is to him. So we have a few recognitions from our state and federal representative offices here today. I did see some staff from Assemblywoman Sanchez's, as well as the Office of California Senator Kelly Ciarto here today. So thank you for being here. And I'm sure if they haven't already, they'll be talking to you after the program. Today's tradition reaffirms the proclamation that declared Pechanga Pu'eska Mountain a local holiday in honor of the people of Pechanga. For those involved, if you could please line up and we will read the proclamation. Please come to the podium.
You will line up this way first. Is that something right? So we have the wings, the others are like the Supervisor Washington. To my name, like without that, bring this like we wait road back around to the big. We could see like this biggest area process. He found going to meet us, but can't in that opportunity to close. Around to this thing that it's like herding cats.
Yeah, meow.
And you can explain why they do that such.
Why don't you go ahead, sit down? Supervisor, that would be wonderful. No, why we do it? Why not?
Just something you just.
Yeah, we can do it.
Well,
Go ahead.
you were the man as well.
Yes,
I'm gonna make a quick introduction.
yes, that would be great.
So this is a tradition that we've done every year in recognizing this local holiday. We take a sentence and each read it. And so for those of you who are not familiar with the tradition, and this is the first time you've attended, I wanted to explain what we're about to do. And it's important that it's a shared responsibility. That's why we're all lining up. Just wanted to let you know.
It is meant.
It's funny because I feel like I wish I saw our orange vests out here. It is hunting season after all. Maybe not in SoCal. Okay. This is the proclamation. Whereas Pu'eska Mountain represents the place of the sacred creation area for all Pechanga people, and
whereas Pu'eska Mountain is the Pechanga people's place of union, of Tukumit, Skyfather, and Tamayuat, Earth Mother, where life on Earth began at Ekva, Temecula. Therefore, holding profound cultural, historical, and spiritual importance to the Pechanga people for all time, and
Whereas Pu'eska Mountain was threatened to be permanently desecrated by Liberty Quarry, the most contentious land issue ever faced in Riverside County. And
Whereas the Liberty Quarry story is remembered as a collaborative and united effort by the Pechanga Band of Indians, Save Our Southwest Hills, San Diego State University, the City of Temecula, tens of thousands of citizens, business owners, community stakeholders, and all who worked tirelessly to stop the useless destruction of an environmentally and culturally sensitive mountain, and
whereas the proposed surface mine would have irrevocably ruined the sacred creation area of the Pechanga people, and
whereas Pu'eska Mountain became a symbol to many communities of people enduring the 7-year battle to protect it from a devastating and massive quarry. And
whereas the valley's clean air, health, and general welfare of its population were threatened, as were the streams and groundwater of Pu'eska Mountain, the beauty of its native habitat, oak trees, and weeping rocks of its cultural landscape.
in Southern California's last free-flowing river to the ocean, the designated wildlife linkage between the inland and coastal mountain ranges, the Santa Margarita Ecological Reserve, the local economy, and the quality of life for the people in the valley below it, and
whereas Pu'eska Mountain strengthened and bonded its surrounding communities in a common cause worth protecting until the end, and
whereas on November 15, 2012, Pu'eska was reunited with its original stewards to be preserved for future generations through a historic settlement agreement negotiated by the Pechanga Band of Indians. And
whereas the Pechanga Band of Indians announced the end of Liberty Quarry, and as a result, the crying rocks of Pu'eska wept with happiness as the winds blew strong and clean. And then all the people cried with profound gratitude. And
whereas the power of Pu'eska Mountain protected itself like it has since the creation of time for the Pechanga people.
Now, therefore, in heartfelt recognition, the City Council and the citizens of Temecula would like to profoundly thank the Pechanga Band of Indians.
In honor of the significant contributions of many, I, Brendan Kalfas, Mayor, on behalf of the City Council of the City of Temecula, do hereby reaffirm that every November 15th shall be Pechanga Pu'eska Mountain Day.
Thanks for all of it. If you faithful was you. She should know best. Need to shoot this one. Then it's not the there's the actually see this list of the various yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. Nothing else.
All right, now it is time to get comfortable for the double feature. It is the first time to debut the Temecula Massacre. We'll then play the award-winning documentary, The Mountain That Weeps. Each film runs about 45 minutes. So to properly introduce the film, is Dr. Lisa Woodward in the audience? Do we see Dr. Lisa Woodward? Welcome. We would love to have you introduce the film.
Well, thank you all. Wow, this film was about 6 years in the making. It stemmed from a National Battlefield Grant, which is usually awarded to like Revolutionary War battle sites or Civil War battle sites. So this grant was awarded. We're the second in the state to actually receive this grant. So it started there, mainly because the story of the Temecula Massacre was only told in the oral tradition, mainly. Some scattered sources here and there in books and articles. So the tribe felt it was very important that all this information get pulled together into one cohesive documentary as well as a book. So the book was streamlined the same time as the documentary was. So if you have any questions, please come talk to us afterwards, but I won't ramble on anymore. So thank you.